Hey y'all, welcome to Jackalope Tales, Urban Legends and Music, where we uncover, is it real or is it a jackalope tale? I'm your host, Charles Mooney.
And I'm Lisa Umbarger, and together we are former members of the Toadies. Now we're podcasting.
Hey.
Yeah, we got a fun one today.
Oh, I know.
Actually, it's really not that fun. It's fun for us.
Well, yes, it's fun for us to be the observer and making comments about it. But
good Lord, if you were in these bands, we're going to be talking about Journey and Oasis.
yeah.
And, there's lots of lawsuits that happen in music and in between bands, but these bands are actually touring while they're actively suing each other.
Can you imagine the awkwardness? I mean, it's awkward enough. Silence is awkward enough.
Right.
But to actually have a thing where you have to, well, you can't really put your differences aside and go on stage.
Right.
I mean, God, I wouldn't be able to do it.
And do they have separate tour buses? I mean, this is going to be
I bet they
crazy.
do.
And so I cannot wait to discuss this, because to me, this is like, I couldn't do it. I'm just going to tell you, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I would have to totally separate from it. And there's no way I could be sitting in the room with this person.
No.
That have.
Because when they pulled legal action on you.
Yes.
That's personal.
I mean, I'm not sure if you have gone through legal action with the band stuff, but I mean, it gets really, it gets hard. I mean, even when we did mediation, we were in separate rooms. We weren't in the same rooms together. So can you imagine being on the same stage together? And
it's almost like the idea is who's going to beat who down first, where you're just to the point in your mind of like, fuck this. This is not even worth it.
Right.
It's like a mind fuck game.
Right.
So no.
So this shows that there's probably a lot of total narcissist stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
To me, I mean.
No, you're right. And after you and I researched all this stuff and all this angst and anger, we decided to go to the Ranger game.
Right.
The Texas Rangers.
USA, because it was Star Wars night.
It was. I know. You told me about it, and I'm like, oh my God, yes.
Star Wars night at the Ranger game.
I know.
That was a lot of fun.
It really was. And they won.
Which is even more fun.
Yeah.
But they had all the Star Wars characters, which, come on.
Yeah, you got your picture with R2-D2.
Which the guy that has that robot, he walks around, or doesn't walk around, he rolls around. R2 rolls around. He's remote controlled, life-size R2, and beeps, boops, does all the stuff.
Yeah.
Head spins. And for little kids, he goes, and he pops out a little R2-D2 trading card out of the little slot where Princess Leia put her secret message.
Oh, how cool is that? The only thing missing was an Ewok.
Oh, I was there.
Well, I was hoping you'd get to pose next to one of your cohorts.
There were no Ewoks in costume.
Yeah, I know. Whenever they have the costumes there, I guess they have to fill the whole series and just kind of have bits and pieces from each one.
I was looking for a stick to tap on droids, though. There was no C-3PO as well, but that was kind of weird not seeing.
Right. There was Chewbacca, there was Darth Vader, stormtroopers.
Yep.
And then, I'm not as
lots of Jedi. Wedge was there. But there was no Imperial Guard.
No.
Which I missed.
Yeah.
We're talking about the missing. God, we're such geeks. Oh, Lord. Anyway, there was baseball, too.
Yes, the baseball was really good. Oh, man. I mean, when you start thinking about the food there and stuff like that. Because Courtney and I went the old classic nacho route. And there was shit ass tons of cheese on those things.
I had the non-classic nacho, which was nacho hat, and it's a batting helmet, like a batting helmet that fits on my head, full of freaking brisket nachos.
So the serving was that big.
It was ginormous, and
oh my God,
I saw the little one and that they were putting ice cream in. I was like, oh, that's cute little nachos. and I come out with this giant nacho hat. It was a full-size batting helmet.
Wow.
Full of nachos and cheese and brisket and ground beef and jalapenos and all the things.
And there's nothing better than to finish your food and know you can wear what it was served on.
Right. After you throw the other nachos away, because I had to throw more than half of it out. Because it was, seriously, I felt really wasteful. I tried to give it to people. It was like, nachos? And they're like, I don't know where those have been. It was like in a hat. They've been safely in this hat. The whole game.
And see, this morning I pooped a cheese log because I just had so much damn cheese last night. And it's that trashy cheese.
Oh my God.
It doesn't taste like cheese.
Cheese from a can.
Yeah. It's like the flavor was really the chip and the jalapeno.
Yep.
And then you just have something liquid.
Right.
But hell,
make it go down faster.
Yeah.
And come out faster.
You gotta just swallow whole.
Right. So one of the things we were talking about, because we pay attention to music. The music at the ball game, we were talking about walk-up music.
Yes, yeah.
So it was hilarious. They totally threw shade on the Angels last night.
The opponent was the Angels, right?
So whenever their batters walked up, they play a song, and we didn't notice till halfway through the game. Like they play like ABBA Dancing Queen.
And that's
something
so
like that,
good.
or like Celine Dion, and I was like, "What the hell?" And they played these
and
cheesy songs when the Angels walked up,
and you like to think it got into the batter's head a little
I hope
bit,
so,
because it's like, what the hell, Dancing Queen?
Mike Trout's out there like knocking the dirt off his cleats. And he's still on the Angels. I don't even know.
Oh, who knows?
Anyway.
Who knows? But and then you brought up, what would our walk-up music be?
Yeah, what would your walk-up song be?
I was thinking about that. I think it'd have to be WAP. Because whenever the bat hits the ball, it's like WAP. So it's like a wet ass pussy. Hitting the ball.
And all the
if I can hit it
in this house, Charles is walking
knocking the cleats and adjusting the crotch. So I think it'd be WAP.
Well, I always said that I would do Wu-Tang's Protect Your Neck.
Oh,
I thought that would be cool, because when you stroll up, it would be really cool, because it would be that slow stroll. Like, hell yeah, get scared.
Yeah.
But in our little section, we had an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
What if everyone had to pick a Weird Al song?
Oh, wow.
To walk up to?
Wow. Okay.
We think that would be really funny if people were walking up to Amish Paradise or Eat It.
Just something using one of his things.
Or White and Nerdy. You know that song?
Oh my God.
They see me mowing. Have you heard that song?
I haven't heard. What's it based on?
It's Riding Dirty.
Oh my God.
And they changed Riding Dirty to White and Nerdy.
Now see, I think you're onto something.
Right. It's about a guy mowing his lawn and doing white things.
That's what they should have done with the Angels.
Oh my God, yeah.
They should have played Weird Al. Oh yeah.
Except the Weird Al has this polka song called Stomp the Weasel. I would pick that one. If I had to pick a Weird Al song, I would do Stomp the Weasel. But I think Amish Paradise would be hilarious. Get one of those big corn-fed outfielders, walk up to Amish Paradise, where he talks about, like, doing all the farm chores.
But I think the key would be to, if there were music that had accordion or kazoo in it. Then,
we could do that for them.
Oh,
should we offer
like a polka? And then when they come up to bat, oh my God, I think
we should offer to do that.
I'm all for it.
I heard on Mondays they have Mariachi Monday. And it would be so fun if they had live mariachis on Monday do the walk-up music.
Oh, my God, where the girls are dancing? Yes. They have them in front of those.
Yeah, where the cheerleaders are. They have a live mariachi band doing walk-up music for every batter.
Yes. Oh, my God. There's nothing wrong with that. It's celebrating the culture of the South.
Man, I need to go work for the Rangers. I think I could help them out. I can help them fix their Star Wars night, because they had no Star Wars merch.
God, I know we've already talked about that and got pissed off.
I'm almost as disappointed as the Oasis reunion.
Oh, I know. I think you got some bad stuff that's going on here.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know everyone has heard about the Oasis reunion because you cannot hear any kind of music commentary without hearing about Oasis getting back together.
Right.
Are you happy about it? Or could you give a rat's ass?
I'm one of those where I'm not going to go, could give a kind of a rat's ass, but I'm excited to see how it just implodes.
I'm excited. You know, I actually would like to hear new music. I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
Because I know Noel's been writing a lot of music.
Wait, are they going to record some stuff together?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they both have a lot of new stuff. But here's the big challenge. Noel's been playing.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
Liam hasn't.
Oh, no. I can see him doing.
Yeah, the only thing he's been doing is bitching on Twitter. God, X or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But, so this is going to be interesting how this shakes down. I want to hear new music.
Okay. I do love some of their stuff.
They are actually really good live. We toured with them for a few shows. Yeah. We played like Christmas festivals and toured like the West Coast with them.
Well, I think I know everything about you, and then you throw out something.
It was Oasis, Radiohead, Sonic Youth.
You're fucking kidding.
No. Oasis, Radiohead, Sonic Youth, Billy Idol, and the Toadies.
Did you ever have any interaction with Oasis?
Yeah, I think we'll talk about that on the podcast.
Okay. I'm jumping the gun.
I scared them.
Oh, sweet.
Talking about English people.
I bet Liam.
It was awesome.
I bet Liam's all talk,
they're
no
pussies.
action.
Didn't they just say, I'm 5'2", I'm very short, I'm little, and I scared the crap out of them.
Well, is he your height?
No, they're not.
Maybe you're an inch taller.
They're like English long gnomes.
A gnome with a little hair bob.
Right.
I think we're onto a product.
But they were really good live. They were good.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that
another
time.
When Liam wants to sing.
You know,
because I mean, I've seen some things where he just sabotages.
Right.
And he's like, he doesn't give a fuck and he has a bad attitude.
That's when Champagne Supernova was really going hard.
Okay, so they really didn't get into all the shit.
They seemed to be doing okay back then.
Okay.
And they were, when we saw them hanging out, they were hanging out together.
Well, that's cool. You got to experience
I didn't see any black eyes.
No?
So they seemed to be hanging out.
Okay.
They did not like Radiohead, which was awesome. I think they're so funny. They're so competitive within the band, the brothers, and they also hate other British bands, which is hilarious to me. So they didn't like Radiohead, and Radiohead was like, "What's up with these fuckers? These little twats over here." And anyway, so let's get into this.
Okay, cool.
So, I feel like Oasis, and we just talked about part of it. They're a magnet for bad publicity.
Oh God, yeah,
just like a complete a magnet for it, and they bring it on themselves because they're kind of douchey on social media.
Yeah.
And Liam mostly is on X, and he, always taking pot shots at his brother. And, so they're just crazy. But I think that, that everything that has happened to them, they've done it to themselves.
Right.
The public has not done it. And I know that they act like victims sometimes, but we didn't do this. They did this.
No. Yeah.
And they seem to have, even with the band imploding, they never have outgrown the shenanigans, the brotherly shenanigans and fist fights and all that kind of stuff. They still are like poking each other.
Yeah.
Sitting in the back seat.
If it happened a little bit, you would be like, okay, it's just a propaganda kind of thing.
Right.
Try to get attention.
Right.
But I think they just live that way.
They totally do. Like one time, probably Liam didn't get shotgun in the minivan, and now he's all mad.
It's where they're looking for anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So, roughly 15 years ago, the Oasis brothers blew up the band and they went their separate ways. 15 years ago, right?
Wow.
And it still has not settled down.
I can't believe that.
They are still as pissed at each other as ever. So, and they continued throwing punches at each other. They continued to, talk shit about each other on whenever they did an interview and sue each other. There's active lawsuits now. They hate each other. And that's why their reunion tour just came as a surprise to me. Probably everybody else.
It did come out of the blue.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people were like, this was unexpected, because every time they were interviewed, they're like, absolutely no fucking way are we getting back together. 100% no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And then they're like, woo, let's do this.
Wow.
We're so excited. And, they're acting like not Oasis. So what transpired to make this happen?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm very curious.
All right. So let me tell you, and I'm only speculating that this is probably what happened.
Okay.
Noel had a very expensive divorce last year.
Oh.
Very expensive divorce.
Okay. There's an incentive.
And his new musical projects are not quite.
They're not Oasis caliber.
No, they're not making as much money.
I didn't even know he was doing any. So if that tells you anything.
I know, right? And the brothers have lawsuits against each other.
Wow.
So they have all of this litigation going on.
Oh.
And no way to pay the bills except for the old royalties, right?
Oh, God.
So what would you do if some, British banker comes up and is like, pip, pip, cheerio. Great idea, chaps. That's my finest British accent.
That was damn good.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he invites him out to tea, and he's like, I got this great idea. Liam, you sit over here in that room, and I'm going to sit in this room, and we'll shout at each other this great idea of how to make a lot of money. And so somehow they decided to put their boorish brotherly rivalry aside and do this. It's got to be money, right?
Oh, it has to be. There is no other way.
So each brother stands to make over 50 million apiece.
Holy fuck.
Right.
God.
At least. They're going to at least make 50 million apiece.
Wow.
And that's after everyone else is paid and everything is said and done. That doesn't include merch.
Net?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. They're going to walk away with 50 million. Probably not in their pocket. I was going to say in their pocket. It's probably going to be in a fat trunk or something.
Right.
But or in crypto, maybe they'll get paid in crypto.
Ooh,
you never know.
There you go. Oh, how sad.
So so the early release of parts of the contract that has drawn up the feuding parties have some of these things written into the contract. So let me read some of these things that each brother has to adhere to for this to move forward.
Okay.
And it's so funny to me. So the contract that's drawn up between the feuding parties reveal that Noel cannot touch Liam or his stuff, quote unquote stuff. There's no touching of anything.
Okay.
That are
any
Liam's.
Person or anything.
Okay. Like his microphone or anything. Like his stuff in his room.
Oh my God.
His green room. Stuff. And Noel is to refrain from moving furniture about or talking about ghosts. So it's my guess that Liam and Noel aren't going to talk at all.
Yeah, and we touched on that one.
Right, I know. Don't you think that's
moving
funny?
The furniture?
Right, he's like, because he can't scare Liam. Is basically what they're saying. They're like, you cannot say things that are going to scare Liam about ghosts and shit.
Yeah.
Which is so hilarious.
God, it is.
And Noel has requested that Liam not cry in front of him, nor compare the size of their feet. I don't know what that's
it's
about.
That fetish Liam has.
It's so ridiculous. Or one of them has bigger feet. I don't know what that is. I have never heard him talk about that.
He's got toe thumbs.
Or whatever. Monkey feet.
Yeah.
Like grab things. I don't know. Both brothers are to refrain from talking about the other on social media until after the first show.
Oh,
so it's not a forever infinity kind of thing. And being in a band requires at least brief times of being in close quarters. So I'm just wondering how this is going to go down, because on stage, are they going to keep them like completely apart?
I know. Just like keep them in little boxes or have a rope.
Yeah, because when we were out with White Zombie, they were not getting along, and I know that they had separate green rooms that were really far away from each other.
Damn.
So I'm guessing they'll probably do something like that.
God.
But the most insane thing that's happening, and this is put in by the promoter, is the promoter has assigned each brother a quote unquote butler. And this butler is like and I guess it's a fancy name for handler. So supposed to shadow the brothers 24/7. So they each have one 24/7. So while they're on tour, they've got a shadow.
Oh God.
That's watching them poop. I'm probably not watching them poop, but in my mind, I'm going, is he gonna like your toilet paper, sir?
Yeah, I know.
Right? But anyway,
and that is so British.
Right?
To have a butler.
A butler.
I know.
And they're calling them butlers, I think, to make it more fancy. And they're going, oh yeah, I got a butler.
Yeah.
But it's to physically keep them away from each other.
Yeah. So basically a bodyguard.
Right.
And
some meat in between the two. and both of them have one that's assigned to them. And God knows how much that's costing. Right?
God.
So the whole time this is going on, they've got this guy that makes sure that you don't touch him or you don't talk to him about ghosts, and you don't do the things that are written in the contract to make everything fall apart.
It's like having a constant dog trainer.
I know, right? Can you imagine
like
they're reaching over this? Because I imagine that the butler, quote unquote, is this big hunk of muscly guy.
Yeah, just some burly ass guy.
And a rugby player or something.
Yeah.
And can you imagine like Liam like reaching around and like reaching around this big old giant tree trunk of a man and trying to tell Noel, look at my feet.
Yeah. Let me see the size of your foot.
Don't talk to me about ghosts ever again.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I just wonder how that's going to go out.
Ooh.
So the funny thing now is Vegas is taking bets on how long this is going to go.
Ooh.
Right?
I need to invest in this.
Invest in this. So most people do not think they're going to even make it past the first show.
Wow.
I don't know how they're going to make it past rehearsals. Maybe with the butler thing.
Oh, that's right, because they got to rehearse together.
Right? So they got to rehearse, and, Liam is behind, like I said, because Noel's been playing the songs.
Oh, yeah.
He's plays Wonderwall and whatnot. But Liam's got to get his chops back up, because just screaming on X doesn't mean that you can scream into a microphone on stage. So,
wow.
I'm guessing that they can make it one show.
I know. I'm kind of leaning that way, because if they make it past the one, I think they're golden. But the first one, I don't know.
I know. If they make it to the first one, because
yeah, but it sure does seem though that Liam is more of the instigator,
doesn't it?
It really
seems like
does.
He's the baby one. I think Noel is the one that's. I think he's the older brother, but he seems to be like poking, like when you're sitting in the back seat, like I'm not touching her.
Yeah,
I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him.
Yes,
right.
No,
and you just like keep it like really close, but you're not. So he's the one that's.
The older sibling.
Right.
And they just,
and
screw with the baby.
Right. And Liam just can't handle it.
No.
Especially with the ghost. Come on, Liam.
I know. And what was it? John Lennon's rocking chair?
Yeah, he has John Lennon's haunted rocking chair. Don't buy a haunted chair.
Yeah. I know you're asking for it. And then with a brother, they're going to make it even worse.
So the funny thing about this is the promoters are already talking about, hey, if we can get them past these 4 shows, because there are 4 shows scheduled.
Where are they going to be? Are they all
in the UK? Okay. So I think in Scotland and the UK, right?
Ooh, okay.
4 shows.
Yeah.
If they can make them past the 4 shows, the promoters already have their eyes on expanding that into the States, and
50 million 4 shows.
4 shows.
Holy
Can you imagine?
Shit.
Because it would be the same kind of crazy over here.
Oh, God. Yes. I mean, you're talking big sales,
right.
Big arenas.
Right.
Oh,
it would be insane.
So, I guess it's almost like this is the tester. let's just do 4 shows. And
so if the butlers work, if the contract that's in place works,
yeah,
will this work?
If they follow the rules.
And I'm guessing that there's probably, I'm guessing that there's
probably
probably something strongly worded in the contract that if they bail, they owe something. I would guess, right?
Right.
Because any money that's put out for promotion and all that stuff, they have to have some way to compensate themselves.
You don't, because the companies don't want that just going down the toilet because they act up.
Right.
I don't know, though, but they're the kind of brothers, though, that sure seem to me when you start putting rules down.
Yeah, they don't like rules,
they don't like rules.
I kind of think that's why I kind of like them.
About that. They are kind of like the bob-headed Sex Pistols.
Yes, they totally are. There's something about them that makes me giggle and brings me in at the same time, like pushes them away, brings me in. But I like their music.
I mean,
it's not my first choice I don't turn the radio.
No, there's some songs I really enjoy.
Yeah, I do not turn the radio when they're on. I like them.
I hear you. But
they were actually really good live. I wanted to hate them. I really did. They were good live.
Yeah.
But I think who stands to really win in this is the promoters, of course.
Oh yeah.
Because they think that they're going to make $400 million on those shows.
Wow.
Right? So where does the other 300 million go?
Damn.
Right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
if each brother gets 50, where's the other 300 million going? Right.
God.
And that's promoters.
And the lawsuits that they have against each other are still pending.
Yes. So promoters, attorneys, that's who's going to win in this, because there's probably going to be more lawsuits. That happen after this. So the promoters are going to take off the top, and then the attorneys are going to clean up in the end.
Oh God.
And then the Gallagher
they're
brothers,
going to win regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the Gallagher brothers are going to go back to social media and kick each other in the nuts.
Do what they do best.
Right.
Well, it'll definitely make it very interesting if it implodes.
This is fun news right now. I cannot wait to see what happens. I really hope they make it.
When is the first show? Do you have any idea?
This fall sometime. I think October, November.
Oh, that's soon.
Maybe November. I got to look it up. But it's this fall, I'm pretty sure.
We'll see. I know. Stay tuned.
Maybe they'll have a Christmas show where they'll dress like Santas and beat the crap out of each other.
Oh, yeah.
I pay extra.
Because Noel will dress Liam up as a little elf
Saint
and
Nick,
then start
and
kicking him in the yeah.
Father Claus or whatever they call him.
Oh, well, the one I am talking about, like you said, is Journey. Neil Sean and Jonathan Cain. Now, Neil Sean has always been with Journey.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Cain, and you said you liked this band, was with the Babies.
Yes.
With Tom Waite.
Yeah.
John Waite. John Waite. And so he left the Babies and he took over with Journey on keyboards, sometimes rhythm guitar.
He left the Babies. The Babies, yeah. The Babies were on the... So I always thought the Babies were more popular. Yeah. And when I looked into it later, they their biggest hit got to 88 on the top 100 chart.
Really?
Which is weird to me because I used to hear their music all the time.
I think there's even like a Baby's greatest hits or anthology.
Absolutely.
And things like that.
Yeah. So it's so weird. I think that they got their popularity after. And maybe it's because Jonathan Cain went to Journey and people are like, what has he done in the past? But,
well, and then John Waite made it big as a solo artist.
Right.
So maybe, yeah, just like you're saying, they saw those guys and they're like, oh, they were in a band before.
Yeah.
So that could be the case. But Jonathan Cain's been with the Babies. Ooh, bad English.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, God.
I hate bad English.
Yeah.
I really do.
There's nothing to like there. He also has a solo career as a contemporary Christian artist.
And that's the most barfy part of him.
I know it's sad when you're like, I think I'd rather be in bad English than be a contemporary Christian artist. But
no.
Because
have you heard any of that?
No, I didn't want to mess up my Spotify. I didn't want it to start recommending contemporary Christian stuff to me.
Yeah.
I know that's what tears me from listening to some stuff. It's like, Courtney, can I have your phone?
Can I ruin your playlist?
Can I mess with your playlist?
Yeah.
But man, I mean, Jonathan Cain is one of those that can churn out hits, though.
He really is a hit maker.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I really do.
He wrote Don't Stop Believing and Faithfully with Journey.
I wouldn't brag about Faithfully, but Don't Stop Believing. Yeah.
Well, the anger between Neal Schon and Cain reached a legal point in late 2022. So pretty recent.
Yeah.
And they've been doing a tour actually like this year where they're going around and they're just kind of playing the hits.
Man, it seems like they've been on an endless tour for the last
I know. It really
after
is true.
COVID.
Yeah.
It took them a while to get back on, but pre-COVID,
yeah,
I saw them
did
play
you?
with the new singer, which it's like Stephen Perry light.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, he does okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. It's tolerable.
Yeah. It's not Stephen Perry, but
because you're talking about the Filipino guy, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds a lot like him, but when it's not
karaoke.
Steve Perry,
it's karaoke.
Yeah. Oh,
we've talked about this before, but at least the rest
of
the band is Journey.
Yeah.
Their harmonies were tight.
Yeah.
So I did like that. The music sounded good.
Sound guy didn't fuck it up.
Sound guy didn't fuck it up. That's a big thing.
Good. Now, what happened in late 2022 was Neal Schon served Cain with a cease and desist order after Cain performed Don't Stop Believing for Donald Trump.
What, like at a rally?
Yeah, well, not actually a rally. It was a event for Donald Trump in Florida at one of his estates down there. So it was kind of like a party, political get-together party
fundraiser,
kind of thing.
Probably.
Yeah, probably so. But Neal, in the legal action, claimed that Cain had no right to use Journey for politics.
Okay.
Which I agree.
Yep.
I mean, we all have our beliefs, but sometimes you just don't need to talk about it.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with the music.
Well, I mean, especially if there's opposing sides in the band like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say side views.
Yeah.
There's opposing views. Then just don't go there and go, I'm going to go over here and take this song that we all wrote. I know that he wrote the hook part, right? That's
right. I think that's what it was.
But that's it.
I know.
And the band was going before that.
Yeah.
I don't like Jonathan Cain.
Now, see, and then the other thing I learned about Jonathan Cain, his wife was a spiritual advisor to Trump and played the anthem. Well, like I said, and it was to Trump. So there's that connection that he now has with Trump because of his wife. He's a
vomitous human. I don't like him at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. He thinks he's a prophet. Like a prophet, like a religious prophet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a prophet, like profit, prophet for money, right?
Yeah.
He feels douchey. He feels arrogant.
Yeah.
And I tried to look back because I knew you were doing the story.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recall when Jonathan Cain joined Journey, people were mad.
Oh yeah, because
it was a big to do.
Because he replaced, is it Greg Brawley, the guy that was the singer and the keyboardist in the band before,
right?
And then Steve Perry came in, and I guess there was this thing about kicking that guy out, and then they brought in this hit maker,
right?
Yeah,
and I know a lot of fans and DJs, because I think I heard it I couldn't have heard it anywhere besides from a DJ, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
but people were mad that Jonathan Cain was brought into this band.
Really?
And what I recall was people said he was going to ruin the band.
Ooh.
They were really upset.
Wow. And what made them think that? Do you know?
I don't remember because I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so I went back to try and understand, because I've always had him in the back of my head as the guy that people didn't like in the band anyway.
Yeah.
And, then when I found out about him personally, it's like, yeah, I understand why.
Right.
But, I couldn't find a single news article. So it must have been people like me, just like, I hate the guy. He sucks.
Yeah.
Kind of instead of putting it down on paper or journalists.
Yeah. Well, if we had
if
we had social media back then, it would have been more obvious.
Right.
Yeah. Why everyone
look at
was
your
pissed.
TikTok and
Yeah. But see, Neil Sean went on to say that Kane's performance of the song at the Trump thing was harmful to the brand. Neil went further to state, although Mr. Kane is free to express his personal beliefs and associations, when he does that on behalf of Journey, such conduct is extremely deleterious. He's throwing out. He had the lawyer right.
That one. Thesaurus.
To the Journey brand, and it polarizes the band's fans and outreach. Journey is not and should not be political. So that was the whole stance.
See, I can see that stance.
I get it too. And then he also said that Kane needs to get off the Kool-Aid and called his wife a Christo-fascist that doesn't think gay people should be allowed to exist. So that wasn't the legal part of it. That was his tweet. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I can understand where they don't want to be associated with this crazy evangelical movement, because I don't know if you've heard his wife speak.
No,
she's a nut job. Like,
I mean,
I'm not calling all people who believe in the Christian faith nut jobs, because they're not.
Right.
But there are extremists in every area,
in every facet of life.
Right. And
when
she and Jonathan are that, and they go way over here into wackadoodle.
And I almost think he was kind of getting there, and then she just helped push him over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I mean, when you get around that, it's like it goes to a whole nother level. Now, you had all this going on where Neil had taken this action against Kane. And then, is this retaliation? Kane froze Neil Sean's American Express card that was connected to a Journey account.
How does he have the ability to do that?
Well, because the company that basically owns Journey is, guess what? Neil and Jonathan, and they each own it 50-50. And they said that this American Express card, which I laugh inside every time I think American Express, because it's like, oh my God, who takes it anymore? It's where, by the way that the card was set up, Jonathan ultimately takes responsibility for the debts owed with the card. I mean, I'm just saying that's what he has said.
So we all had American Express cards. It's easy when you tour, because you reconcile the end of every month. So it's not something that that's what makes it easy to have an American Express. So you know what everyone's debt is on their card, and you pay it off at the end of every month.
Gotcha.
Unlike a regular credit card.
Yeah.
So we had those.
Okay.
But 4 of us owned the company, the touring company.
Yep.
Which was the Toadies Tours.
And
there's not one of us who could have canceled another one's card. That has to, we all have to sign it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's something about where Kane being ultimately responsible for the debt.
Is he responsible?
He's able to freeze it. I don't know.
I mean, because the money coming in is not going to Jonathan, is it?
No, it's
sorry, my voice got really high. It's going into the company, and then you're paid from the company. Right. And if Jonathan's the guy who's going over there and putting on a banker's hat and signing a check to pay American Express, I highly doubt
it's almost like it's sounding like he applied for it and then he put Neil as an authorized signer.
Right.
I don't know.
There's a manager who's writing the check. Okay. There's a manager who's doing it. It's not Jonathan.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But so he
side.
froze Neil's access, and sadly, he realized he didn't have access when he tried to rent the movie Sister Act when he was in a hotel on the tour, because he kept trying to rent it, and it was like decline.
I mean, who doesn't like a little music with Whoopi in it, right?
So, yeah, and see, this is going on during the tour. He froze his card during the tour.
So what is Neil going to have to sleep out on the street?
Well, I guess it's then where Jonathan's then, it's like paying for everything, but
he's got to ask for permission.
Yeah. Now to go into further detail, he alleged that the lawsuit that he filed against Neil was caused by over $1 million in personal expenses charged to the band's card, which included $400,000 in a single month by Neil. The suit came 2 months after Neil had filed that one against him playing at the song at the Trump event.
Sure.
And Kane stated that much of the $400,000 that was charged in 1 month included $42,000 to various PayPal accounts, over $104,000 to Chrome Hearts, which is a9jewelry and apparel company.
Okay. It's giving that to the ladies.
Yeah. $31,000 to Bergdorf Goodman, a department store in New York City. Right. And then over $54,000 for Neil's personal insurance premiums.
Okay. I'm okay with insurance, getting paid for.
Yeah.
This seems kind of high. So what I'm not hearing here is, because this actually made the news and I have heard this.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I thought that part of the problem with this lawsuit was Jonathan Kane's wife was actually using a card and spending.
Oh,
and that was investigated.
I didn't see that.
What I heard from Neil's side was that he was mad that Jonathan's wife was spending a lot of money and doing
I get that.
Crap.
Now, I didn't see any of that one. Now, this litigation is still pending. So they haven't made a decision on this yet. Actually, they did make a decision that they're going to have a mediator try to resolve the whole thing. So that's what
but they're still on tour with this going on.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Right there on stage with each other.
God, I wish I'd gone, because they just played a month ago. And knowing this, I would love to watch the interaction, which I bet there's not.
Oh, I know. They showed pictures, I guess. I mean, of course, for these articles where they're standing right beside each other. But, I don't know. So may have been AI.
I want to look what the stage setup looks like, because last time I saw them, this is pre-COVID, Jonathan was up like on a platform.
Oh, okay. Like a keyboardist.
Yeah, like a keyboardist up behind.
Yeah.
And Neil was way over.
He's always been on. Yeah. That side.
Yeah. So if you're looking at the stage, so on the left hand side of the stage was Jonathan, and then Neil was over here and moving around a little bit more. So I don't know. I'm gonna go.
We're gonna have to YouTube it and see some of the latest shows that they play.
I really seriously do not understand how these bands can be on stage with each other and have those kind of grievances.
God,
whether it's the Gallaghers or the
fucking way
Journeys.
You can put that aside.
Yeah,
no way. Yeah. And there's just got to be hatred. Just hatred for both.
And I wonder if they're like asking other members of the band to like be on their side, like. Going over to the drummer and like giving him Lone Star beers and going, hey, here's a beer. I know you like Lone Star. Fuck that guy, Jonathan Kane, right?
Yeah. Did you hear that I couldn't rent Sister Act because Jonathan blocked my card? That fucker.
Right. Yeah. It's just, wouldn't you be upset if that was your little bit of happiness? Like you couldn't watch Wayne's World?
Yeah. And then probably Neil's going around being like, you going to eat all those Skittles? Because I can't buy any because of fucking Jonathan.
Right. Because I don't have a mini bar.
Or knocking other people's hotel rooms. Can I come watch a movie with you?
He's sleeping on a couch in the lobby. Yeah. He doesn't even get a hotel room. He's in the lobby.
See. And Now, in response to how Kane was ruining Journey's name with Trump, Kane said, I have watched Neil damage our brand for years and am a victim of both his and his wife's bizarre behavior. Neil and his wife actually did have their marriage ceremony as a pay-per-view event. Ew. So it kind of, I mean, I think there's weirdness on both sides. I mean, you're just talking unusualness, but it's something they haven't figured out yet. But they were even sued by Steve Perry.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Neil and Jonathan a few years back, where Steve Perry was wanting them to stop registering federal trademarks on the names of many of the band's hits. So it's like if you're using a laxative and it's like Faithfully's playing, I mean, because
right. Yeah.
And then erection pills for Don't Stop Believing. It's like yeah, so it just shows that both these guys are kind of dicks, but I'm going with Kane as the ultimate.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, I mean, just because he has a bigger history, even though I don't recall why, he has a bigger history in my head.
Yeah.
Of being the person who showed up as a dick.
Right.
And Neil's been the guy that's been there for forever.
Oh my God.
The pay-per-view thing is questionable at best.
I mean, anyone who's played at Woodstock can't be that big a dick, because I think Neil played with Santana.
Oh yeah,
in Woodstock. He was a little kid.
That's pretty fucking cool. You
I
gotta
know
admit
that guy's earned his stuff.
Right.
I mean, that Jonathan was just brought in because he was a hit writer.
Now I want to see that pay-per-view though. I don't want to pay. But
you want free per-view. Yeah, okay.
But would you ever have, if someone came up and said, Charles, I want you to do this thing.
Yeah.
And put it on pay-per-view. Whether it be marriage or whatever. I don't know. Come up with a thing.
Yeah.
Your daughter's marriage. I'll put your daughter's marriage on pay-per-view and we're going to watch you walk down the aisle. And,
right.
And eat cake. And we're just going to follow you around with a little shaky cam.
Yeah. I'd be like, how much?
Would you for real? Like your whole family is there. And it's like to me, that's
no, I mean, no, that's personal stuff. It's like pay-per-view. Nah, that's not for the personal stuff. That's
for the
just
Bachelor.
Weird. Yeah.
That's not. Yeah.
Nah.
Was it like unless it was like a really cool wedding with like trapeze artists and monkeys and maybe jugglers, like circus.
Right.
If it was like crazy
major entertainment. But I'm just imagining just some guy with a camera just walking around the chapel.
It would be like Cirque du Soleil and Sean.
Yeah.
Shown. And then they walk out and and then like maybe a lion walks out with the rings.
See, or it's just
something
an ego.
Fun.
I know. Or is it
but
just an ego?
It's probably fucking like in Cancun.
Oh God.
And they're all barefoot wearing linen khaki trousers.
Wearing conch shell necklaces and everything.
Right.
Yeah. Nah.
That wedding sounds horrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't have paid. No.
I'm going to watch MMA.
Yeah, there you are.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man. Oh, that's speaking of good things for paper.
Maybe, just maybe, the kazoo could bring the world together.
God, it really should.
So the judge could stand up there and go, do you want to go to mediation or do you want to hear kazoos?
He just hands them each a kazoo.
Right.
So and they have
let's kazoo it out.
Yeah. They have to speak their grievances with a kazoo. He's a bastard.
God dang.
And then everyone starts laughing.
Right. And they can't stay mad. And then they hug it out.
And they hug. Yeah.
Why haven't we thought of this? The kazoo court.
The power of the kazoo. I know.
I'm just telling you. Your Lone Star Salute.
Yes. Those great 1-stars.
1-star reviews of anything to do with music.
Concerts, albums, artists, You name it. They're pissed. Well, I say that every time.
Pissed. They just don't like it.
I know.
They don't like it.
Yeah.
To me, I think it's a gauge to do better. What would you do better?
There you
I've
go.
got one where
words of encouragement.
It is. Words of encouragement, because that's what the kazoo does.
Yeah. So when they say this fucking sucks, you know you need to do better.
Right. They're like, maybe if I didn't do the things that people said suck, they would like it.
Yeah.
So I've got a really good one.
Okay.
Because people were very opinionated about Ticketmaster.
Oh, yeah, sensitive subject.
When the Oasis tickets went on sale for the Oasis reunion, there was a giant clusterfuck that happened.
Leave it to Ticketmaster.
So this is a review of Ticketmaster Oasis reunion tickets sale.
Okay.
That happened last week.
Oh, shit.
And this person is named Sophia, and she said, she titled this Ticketmaster Grabbing Everybody by the Short Hairs.
Love it.
They are. And Sophia says, if it had been first come, first served, or everyone on the site at 9 a.m. gets dumped and randomly put into a queue, I suspect nobody would be complaining. People are complaining of getting into a queue for the queue and never being taken out of it, getting to the point where they could buy tickets and then getting refreshed to the back of the queue.
No.
Yeah. So they would wait 4 hours, get to the front of the queue, and then get told that you're a bot and be thrown out of the queue.
4 fucking hours.
Yes.
Oh.
4. And then they'd get to the front of the queue and find standing tickets are now, quote, in-demand tickets with a 3 times markup. And I heard that it went as high as 5 times markup on the ticket price because Ticketmaster said, we're having a rush on the tickets, which opening day for any show, you're going to have a rush on the tickets, right? And they're going to be quote unquote in demand.
Yes.
So they put a markup on the tickets because supply and demand.
Oh, fuckers.
So Ticketmaster could definitely improve everything, but they are a monopoly, and ultimately they don't care who or what buys the tickets, so long as they sell them all. I hope that the UK investigation into this scam will finally bring down the thugs.
God, yes. Amen to that. God, what shit. I can't think of the last time I purchased tickets like that where I was sitting in a queue, because that is a deterrent right there. It's a fucked up system.
Well, before the internet, remember we used to go stand in line.
Oh God,
it was super fair.
Yeah.
And I don't propose that we go back to that, but it is not fair how people get tickets anymore.
No. And I'm sorry, I think in my brain that all the floor is held back.
Yes.
And you just you're just at the mercy of the system. You really don't know how much there is to begin with to even purchase.
Yeah, we really don't even get a chance. If the normal people who are buying tickets don't even get a chance at those tickets.
Yeah.
Because Ticketmaster is a fucking racket. It's the mob, ticket mob. And
now see, in the days of standing in line, I do miss taking my acoustic and having some good old cheery jam sessions with fellow fans.
Gross. That would suck. Never mind. I'm gonna get ripped off. 3 times demand.
Oh God. Now mine is about Jonathan Cain, but the one it's about is his audiobook.
What?
He wrote an audio a book, and it's called Don't Stop Believing.
Oh my God.
So you can kind of tell where this audio book is going.
Yeah.
This was by W. Bausch that wrote this review, and his title is Way Too Much God. So he goes on to say, I was a Journey fan in the 70s and 80s. I'm a musician and I enjoy reading autobiographies by musicians, so I thought I'd give it a try.
Cool, yeah.
Major red flag. Of the introductory blurbs, celebrity endorsements for the book, 7 of 8 are religious figures of some stripe, including Jerry Falwell Jr.
Oh my God.
And
the pool boy guy?
Yeah, and he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then, predictably, God is a constant refrain throughout the book. If you're not into that, you'll enjoy. If you're into that, you'll enjoy this. If not, I just finished the book. There was more God, and then Mary's a pastor, and then some ending photos. Now, the context of evangelical rantings and subtle racism is complete. There are some things you should definitely stop believing.
Oh, man. Okay. So, you know what would be fun? Buy the audio book.
Yeah.
And every time he says God, do a shot. Right?
Oh, a God shot.
God shot.
Okay.
What would the God shot be? Probably tequila.
No, man. Tequila? I think you're onto something.
Right.
There.
So do a shot of tequila. And then,
no.
Take a shot. Actually, no, that's probably bad. People would die.
It'd be like drinking the Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid shots. Can we make some tasty Kool-Aid shots?
Right. Keep it Christian.
But not the kinds that are poison that make you die.
No.
The good, delicious ones that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well.
Wait.
Man, the other great moment. Show. The other great moment, the happy ending. They're sad and happy at the same time.
I like the happy ending a lot.
I do. It always gives you something of a finality.
It reminds us. It reminds us to be hopeful.
Yeah.
That maybe these lawsuits will be resolved.
Oh, maybe Oasis will play 2 shows.
Yeah, maybe Journey will stop.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I've been putting the bar low. I just need to go for a total stop.
Just stoppage. I mean, people have seen it, and now we don't need to have the karaoke singer jumping around.
A lot of bands just need to know when to say when.
Right. If you got karaoke band going out there, stop it.
Yeah.
Don't stop believing. Just stop touring.
Bam. So, unless you're paid $50 million. I totally get it then.
There's big feelings that happen in bands. Yeah. And because anytime you're doing anything creatively, big feelings happen.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions, all that good stuff, because that's what you want when you're creating. There are 2 sides to every story.
Yes,
We've
there are.
posed some of them.
Yeah.
But please take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Probably the truth lies somewhere in between, and the rest is jackalope.
Yeah.
So
you just gotta.
We'll see what the courts say, because the courts tend to tend to pin it down till we get all of the emotions out of it and just go, okay, you pay them some money and you shut up and you go over here, and now we got us mediation well served. Actually, we won't hear anything if they do it in mediation. It'll be like it was resolved outside of court.
Right.
So believe the jackalopes if you want, but
hey, they're all good. Go with your gut.
Right.
Go with your gut.
If you write a book about things that make you want to take shots, that's probably. Don't trust them. Trust the other one. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that.
Go out on that limb. That sounds good.
Right. So. And the Gallaghers, come on.
I know. It'll be great if they give us more material to talk about.
I know.
They could.
If they come to the States and they have fist fights, actually, that would be great.
Oh, my God.
They could open up for midget wrestlers. It could be the Gallagher fights. People would pay for that, too.
Yeah.
In fact, they might pay more for that and have Journey open up.
Oh my God. And then with Oasis height, I won't know if it's the midgets or Oasis. Exactly. And then have the midgets join them on stage or keep them separated.
Gotta keep them
separated. Oh my God. You each get a midget.
Oh my God.
Have we just crossed a line?
We did. We totally crossed them. They're called little people.
Little people.
Actually, I talked to one and they said, we're okay with midgets. They were a wrestler and it was billed midget wrestling.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, so you little, and they're like, we're okay with midgets.
Yeah.
You can call us a midget. I don't know if all of them.
I know you gotta clarify.
Like run up to one
that could be a jackalope,
right? Run up to one at Trader Joe's.
Yeah, he's just setting it,
which I did.
Oh yeah,
because there was one that used to always shop at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And I would get real excited when I talked to them to find out if they could juggle. I'm just kidding. And I'd walk up with oranges.
Yeah, with these oranges.
Stop. I didn't mean that. seriously. He was probably a
they were the little smarties.
A realtor or something. The little clementines.
Don't go. Don't.
He was a realtor.
Don't use the grapefruits.
We didn't mean to say any of this,
God,
baby Jesus.
Is this going to get edited out? I don't know.
Is Jonathan Cain going to come here and make us stop?
I'll do some God shots and see if it makes the tape.
Oh man.
But yeah.
Thank you for listening, everybody. If you're still listening, follow us on all the socials. If you want.
Yes, I know. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate. Do I ask for reviews?
Yeah, don't review this one. Yeah. Wait till the next one.
Just review the first 3/4 of it. Yeah, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. Video episodes of this so you can actually see us, feel shame.
Right.
And
join us next time as we question, is it real or is it a jackalope tail? Or are we just being jackasses?
We'll go with that one. Yeah, here we are.
We're jackasses.
Jackalopes.